music is not a genre is a big term. Anytime I say it to anybody, they're like, "Oh, that's cool. That's a great, title or podcast name or idea, anything of that." Do you think that in intermixing so many genres into your music and specifically into Kite to Camden, this album, you're hoping to appeal to a broader audience, or actually getting more specific with people who really do connect with that idea?
Yeah, I think so. I think what's happened with my career in general and with my music is that many of my songs have found an audience. And I'm extremely grateful for that. And people have their favorites. But it often happens, and I think this happens with a lot of artists, a lot of listeners, that love of a song or two songs doesn't translate into connecting with that artist. So I talk about on this show heart artists, which are those artists you can't live without. And often, artists don't transcend to that level where, yeah, I kind of like listening to so and so, but I don't need to hear everything they do. So I have already achieved on a certain level anyway. I'd love it to be more widespread. People loving and enjoying my music in pockets here and there and parts and whatever. My goal with this one, and really with the way I'm talking about my music and the way I'm presenting it and all of that, and even with the podcast, is to find my core audience, is to find those people whose love of music is vast and broad, and what excites them are, a future episode I'm doing called The Amalgam Effect, is artists who constantly listen so much that it infuses their music with multiple influences and styles, and yet they still have a distinct sound. You think of Prince, you think of David Bowie, you think of the Beatles. There's so many others where they're not this, like Rolling Stones, where they have a range of music, but they pretty much do the same thing and they do it well, right? That's, to me, not an amalgam artist. And my favorite artists are amalgam artists. I've always been that. And so my idea with this album was to say, sure, pick a favorite song, but the people I really want to listen to this are the ones who are going to fall in love with the idea that this much music can fit onto one album of this many kinds of music and still work and still be just seamlessly connected to where it doesn't sound like it's 14 different artists or 5 different artists, however you want to judge it. It sounds like the same artist just having tremendous amount of fun and passion with all kinds of music.
It really is sort of a throwback to when we always used to listen to albums from beginning to end.